And so is this again the black guy defense? Yeah, I'm a black guy. Yeah, you're the last natty left. You and Simeon frickin' Panda. Coach Greg, in today's video, a fake natty exposed. Armz Korleone, who obviously has an amazing physique. Have you been following this guy? He's shredded, single-digit body fat, always looks amazing. Well, one thing he also is a boxer. And so it says lifetime natural. He was so confident that he was a lifetime natty that he says, hey, drug test me at any time. And so what did they do? They drug tested him. And what happened? He failed. What did he then say? Hey, the test didn't work. And so once you're exposed, you can do one of two things. You can admit you made a mistake, or you can continue to deny. And so he chose option 2. The Shadesboro posted, fitness influencer and boxer Armz Korleone has spoken out after he was suspended from boxing following a VADA test revealing elevated synthetic testosterone levels. The ambiguous message implies there's much more to the story that will soon be revealed. And they got the little eyeballs. Armz went on to call out an unnamed foe who is apparently letting Armz live in his head rent-free. Whole rent-free thing, it's bullshit. It doesn't matter. You can think about people on and off, and so just because you post and talk about someone, it doesn't mean you're thinking about them all the time. You're thinking about them while you're posting it.
Big Rustler, AK live in the flesh. Haters can't see me. That's one rep.
And so he does 3 or 4 chin-ups and then gets down looking all jacked and swole. 100% natural, right? After failing a drug test. And says, this is a message of sincere reassurance. In respect to my true supporters, my opponents, and to the sport. I, Nana Bafur Quado Boateng, aka Armz Korleone, did not take any form of steroids in the lead up to my fights with Uwe and Minikin, and never have taken any type of steroid in my life. And so let it be clear, I haven't taken any steroid or any form of steroid. I heard he didn't take a steroid. Does that mean he never took MK677 growth hormone, IGF-1, IGF-2, growth hormone secretagogues including MK677, or perhaps peptides, the Wolverine stack, BPC-157, TB-500, or perhaps HRT? Does he qualify that as a steroid? Has he ever taken any fat burners, or what about SARMs, Osterine, LGD, RAD140, perhaps Andrine? But I'm specifically saying I didn't take steroids. Just because you haven't taken steroids doesn't mean you're 100% natural. Did you take in clomiphene, HCG? Oh, but that's natural. Is it? And so where do we draw the line? If you are in a drug-tested sporting competition and you failed a drug test and then say, you're still natural, I promise I never took steroids, how are we supposed to believe you? We have a guy that clearly doesn't look natty. We're looking at his physique and thinking, looks a little sus. Not saying it's impossible to get a physique like this while being natural, but it is, of course, very hard for 99.999% of the population. And so you're saying you're 100% natural, but then you do a drug test and it comes out that you failed. What are we then supposed to believe? Oh, my true supporters, they believe me. Listen, if I told you I was on 140 milligrams of test a week, and then I went and did blood work, and my testosterone levels were at 3,000, 5,000, are you then going to believe me? Oh, my true believers, they believe me. Should they? If we have evidence to support that we're lying, are they then actual supporters? And so if they then don't believe you, are they what, now not supporters? They don't support you? They supported you all the time when you said that you're natural. But if there's evidence to say that you're not natural, then what are we to believe? I made the decision to pursue a rigorous form of testing to ensure transparency and clarify for self, my team, and my supporters. On March 14, 2024, a sample of my axilla armpit hair was taken for a hair follicle test conducted by Cansford Laboratories, one of the most reputable hair analyst laboratories in the UK. Hair follicle testing is known for its accuracy and ability to detect substances over a much longer period than blood or urine tests. The analysis was completed on March 24th. This test reviewed the presence of any steroid in my system for up to 159 days prior to the sample collection, fully covering the period before and after my fight with Minikin. And so if this is the best drug test in the world and it can detect anything, all the steroids, all of it, for up to 6 months, why isn't that the test used in the Olympics? I mean, if it's the most accurate, if it's better than blood work or drug tests used by WADA, then why don't they use that drug test? I mean, think of it. It's the best drug test in the world. Why don't they just take out an armpit hair of all the people running the 100-meter dash, all the Olympic lifters, all the swimmers and so on, and they'll know. Did they have the purple face because they were cheating? Did they break that world record because they perhaps used steroids 6 months ago? And so what do you think makes more sense? That they use drug testing using an armpit hair or that they use blood and urine? The only thing found was DHEA. Hey, that's like saying the only thing found was Osterine. All they found was growth hormone. All they found was clostebol. Do you guys know that the number one tennis player in the world failed for clostebol? It's a steroid, the designer steroid. He used to use it, coached many athletes who used it. How did the tennis player explain that he was using clostebol and actually get away with it? Oh, I didn't use it. My trainer was covering up a wound on my leg. I was bleeding and he covered up a wound. He wasn't wearing gloves and he touched it and it transferred into my body. And they bought it. What kind of trainer's all in getting in your business with open wounds out and rubbing your body? What trainer is doing this? And that trainer was in contact with clostebol and somehow had it on his hands and rubbed it into your body. And not only that, he failed the drug test again 9 days later. And this tennis player, he just happened to not show up at the Olympics. I'm going to skip out on the Olympics, the most prestigious event in the world of 2024. Yeah, I'll pass on that and then fails the drug test later on. Every time somebody fails a drug test, they have some kind of an excuse. Oh, DHEA, it's naturally occurring. So is testosterone. Your body makes testosterone naturally. But when you have 34 times the normal amount, it's a little sus. I've always taken pride in my transparency and integrity as an athlete. I have nothing to hide. Maybe, maybe not. And that's why I'm sharing these results publicly. People don't understand that this is in our DNA, bro. We are naturally built like this. And so is this again the black guy defense? Yeah, I'm a black guy. I'm a black natty athlete, just like Chris Bumstead, and that's why I look so good. Every time a black guy seems to fail a drug test, they claim it's because they have elite level genetics. Hey, it's just my genetics. My testosterone's through the roof. I have more DHEA, and so I'm actually natural. He says, swipe to the side to see my results. Analysis results, body hair. Steroid groups not detected, and so they listed about 20 steroids not detected. Notice it doesn't call out about 20 other steroids. Do you think there's only about 20 steroids in the world? And so as I quickly look at the list, notice it doesn't say that he didn't take Anavar. Oxandrolone. It doesn't say that. They didn't even test for that. What is the point of this test? Hey, we're going to test for 10 different drugs. And so it'd be like somebody saying, hey, I didn't use any drugs whatsoever, officer, as he's stuttering. And they then give him a drug test. They test for tren. See, I didn't fail for tren, testosterone, and so I'm sober. If they didn't test for alcohol, how would they know? And so what is the point of this test? I'll tell you what the point is. To waste your time, to deceive you, to trick you. It's useless. Steroid group detected. The following group was detected. DHEA. And so when they find something that you didn't expect and it says that you failed, what do? Oh, that's normal. It's normal that there's a lot of that. Normal black. I mean, what is the point of this? This is utterly useless. You look at the guy and you think he's a fake natty. And so what does he need to do? He needs to show us his blood work. At any random time, repeatedly, over and over again while he's at his best. What did Hussein Farhad have to do? He had to show us his blood work. If he shows us his blood work and everything is normal, then we're going to say, hey, at least at the time of the test and for perhaps weeks before that, you were 100% natural. But with an armpit hair sample, one that you actually failed, hard to say that you're natural. And so his excuse is this: the level of DHEA detected is above of naturally occurring physiological levels of DHEA in head hairs for males found in literature. However, when comparing to other positive samples we tested, it's been found that body hair samples are significantly higher than DHEA levels found in the head hair. And so it's not possible for me to state that the results obtained is due to supplementary use of DHEA and not due to naturally occurring levels found within the human body. Even the test itself, you're supposed to use head hair and they use armpit hair. And so how valid is that? The test already doesn't test for all the steroids out there. It doesn't test for SARMs, for SERMs, for IGF-1, for growth hormone. It doesn't test for almost anything. And they don't even use the proper hair. And so that is his way of saying, hey, see guys, I've proven it. I'm natural. And so imagine they do a drug test. The guy shows up with a driver's license and gives them some armpit hair. And then they put it in an envelope and they send that out for testing and say, see, this is proof that I'm natural for at least the last 6 months. This is not proof of anything. And if anything, the test proved that he's not natural. The guy was 35 times over the normal amount. Then he refused to take a second test. You on steroids? Yes or no? Stop with the premium waffle. And so he says he's not on steroids. He never said he wasn't on SARMs, growth hormone, IGF, peptides, none of that, but he says he's not on steroids. At least not on the ones detected in his armpit hair, the 20 or so that they tested, so he's natural, right? A test doesn't lie. Take the natural out of your bio, bro. Bro is juicing up to the max. It's lucky he was terrible at boxing, or he would have done some damage. Stevie Wonder can see that he's juiced up to the gills. In case you didn't know, Stevie Wonder is a famous musician. He's blind. Perhaps it's his body speaking out in Braille. Just apologize and done. Oh, he didn't call someone frog-faced. You can tell he is in the juice. Just own it. Can we just have a clear, concise, and professional response to the drug test results instead of the riddles and confusion? Just tell the truth, man. You don't need a drug test to tell he's on the juice. But who on earth believes this man was not on drugs? Are you blind? We are not gorillas. Basically, you've been caught cheating. Hold it like a man and learn from it. The explanation is way too long, which usually means you've got something to hide. This dude is showing results from March 2024. Tell him to show your March 2023. People don't seem to understand how he got nabbed and why. The Professional Boxing Association tested this guy and found higher levels of testosterone than normal, which suggests he was on steroids/PEDs. He was offered the chance to provide a B sample, but declined. And so they tested him. He failed the drug test. They said, you want to test the B sample? He said, no. And so if he actually was natural, why wouldn't he have said, yeah, test the B sample? He had 14 days to appeal the decision, but declined, so they banned him for 4 years and backdated the ban from November 2023. He's posting results from March 2024. What about the previous years? This guy ain't natural. He knows it, and the PBA knows it. Just the die-hard fans that think your physique is natural and aspire to gain from it don't know this. You and Simeon Panda, the last natties left. Bruh, I'm sorry, I love your content. However, you clearly are on gear. It's fine, thousands take it, but just own up to it. You have good genetics, but it's painfully obvious you juice my guy. I mean, if I did a natty or not on this guy, I'd say he's not natty. And on top of that, he failed the drug test. And what do I usually say? Hey, I don't think he's natty, but if he does in fact do a drug test and passes it, shows blood work and passes it, well, I'm going to say guy's natty. Guy failed the drug test, didn't get his B samples tested, got banned for 4 years. Oh, I'm natural. And how does he go to prove it? Oh, test my armpit hair, of which that even fails. Oh, but that's normal because I'm black. Yeah, you're the last natty left. You and Simeon frickin' Panda. I'm not gonna lie, I kinda don't believe you. I mean, clearly, everyone knows this is cap. No one believes you. You need to touch grass. Your physique, I mean, if you were in fact 100% natural, your physique would be mid. You're on performance-enhancing drugs. You don't admit it. You don't even know how to talk to the camera when you're addressing failing a drug test. Oh, I'm going to do 3 chin-ups and then talk out of my ass. Steroids aren't the only PDs, to be honest, but fair enough. Can we get a more plates, more dates video on this? It's an insult to me. More plates, more dates. He doesn't do these videos anymore. Coach Greg does these videos. Can we get a more plates, more dates video? No, you can't. You have to settle for Coach Greg. Leave the man alone. He's black. Genetics are blessed. I seen brothers as jacked as him, all natural too. West African genetics, you know? And so we got Simeon Panda. Oh, he's 100% natural. Next up was Gorilla. Did you see this guy? 6'5", 275 pounds shredded. He's natural too at only 20 years of age. Why? Because he's black. I mean, I get it. Chris Bumstead is the most gifted black natural athlete in the world. But does that mean that these other black guys are also natural? I don't think so. And so if he were in fact natural, to have a physique like that, you'd know he would have to be taking GO2 Max and Turk Builder. These are my number 1 and number 2 selling supplements of all the things that I sell. And so if you want to stay 100% natural, pass the drug test, you won't even fail the armpit hair drug test, as if that's a real thing. Consider taking GO2 Max and Turk Builder, code Greg, 15% off. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Please like the video if you in fact liked it. Watch one of those 2 bloops, and of course, the cookbooks, training books, coaching plans by me and my team, the harder than last time clothing line. You've got no money, get the free diet and training program, join the 300,000 plus newsletter subscribers, get over to my website, and until next time, I am out.